Good. Okay. Well, we had a decent Wednesday practice. I was really, going back to last Saturday, pleased with how our defense played on the road against a quality opponent. Far from perfect, and we got a ton of things to work on, but was pleased with the effort we showed. Really pleased with the takeaways we got. We had 3 takeaways, and we had a 4th down stop, which is effectively a takeaway. We're getting our ball back right there. Limiting the explosives, we got to be better than our opponent. If our offense has 6 explosives, we got to hold them under 6, and we did that with 3 explosives. So we're excited about that. We've got to do a much better job, though, forcing the edge. We gave up a long run, because we didn't get the edge forced. We got to be a little more consistent in our tackling, but I thought we tackled okay.
How do you guys define explosive plays? Passes of 20, runs or 10?
No, actually, we just define it any play over 20.
Okay.
And so it makes it cleaner that way. So we gave a couple runs up right at that 10, but those, you live to fight another down. It's the 52-yarders that we got to eliminate.
You mentioned the edges. The rushing numbers for them went way down in the second half. Were you happy with the adjustments you guys made in the second?
It wasn't so much of an adjustment as we set the edge back.
Yeah.
And so if we execute our defense, I think we can be effective, defending people in the run game. Give them credit. They've got good running backs and good schemes. I thought 12 was really difficult to tackle. He made our guys miss some in space, but because we're chasing the ball, the next level guys are there, and we're limiting our explosive plays. Like I said, they got the one that got out where we fit it not very well.
You guys subbed pretty liberally there in game 1. Do you expect that to continue as the season goes along?
Absolutely. I think you've got to have depth. You got to develop depth. You got to have guys that are fresh. I think it's very, very difficult in college football today, at the pace that it's played, to play 90 snaps. And so at the linebacker position, I know we've got guys that can play in our 2-3 deep. And so guys are going to get snaps. The same thing in the secondary and same thing up front.
You talked about Sappel making that jump from edge to outside linebacker. Funchess looks to be making that same transition. How do you look in that transition as first game?
I thought he did some good things. He chased the ball well from behind. We got to be a little bit more consistent there in setting the edge. But he understands what we're trying to get, and he's worked on it this week in practice. So if he'll continue to make improvements, it's coach speak, but most teams really do make the most improvement between game 1 and game 2. I expect those guys to play better.
How do you defend a team like this, where you look at them and they just beat a team 76-0, but it was an NAIE team, but they didn't have their starters in after really the second quarter? How do you prepare? Do you just look at scheme at that point?
Yeah, you look at scheme, and it is a change of gears from what we just faced. This is going to be a very physical team that's going to be in a lot of 2 tight end stuff. When they're not in 2 tights, they're in 2 backs. Sometimes they're in 2 tights and 2 backs. So really, really different scheme, very physical. Coach Hill's really done a nice job there in establishing a hard-nosed, blue-collar culture. They've got some good players. They've got a tight end that I think a lot of people would love to have in Vollert. Really good player, that we've got to be aware of. But, while they're doing things, and I respect everything they're doing, it's more about our guys understanding what we do and executing the way we're capable of.
What have your impressions been of Quentin Tartable, his spring training camp, and now a weekend?
I really like where he's at. Very, very physical. We saw that in the springtime. We've got to get a little bit more consistent in our alignments and assignments with him. But he's going to bring it. He's going to make plays, and he's not afraid. He's going to throw it up in there.
What does that do for the secondary, I guess the defense as a whole, to have a guy who likes to hit that way?
I think it excites everybody. You want to be on a defense where guys aren't afraid to be physical, particularly on the back end. Sometimes, defensive backs get reputations of being cover guys. And not that he can't cover somebody, but I wouldn't describe him as a cover guy. He's a guy that, kind of thinks like a linebacker does. And we've got to get him to continue to develop his game, but the physicality is not something that we worry about with him.
Talked about rotating a lot more of the defensive players. I noticed 5 different inside linebackers played. How'd you feel about moving all those guys in?
Well, we told our guys, I feel comfortable with all 5 of those guys in there. I think Devontae was the most productive linebacker, obviously on the day, and so he played more snaps. But we're going to keep rotation and see who's hot. And I think Guerin and Evan Weaver both did some really good things. They're going to garner some more reps this week.
And someone else, go ahead.
You said that being a physical team, how much do they go in shotgun? How much do they go under center? Or do they mix it up?
Well, they mix it up with their personnel groupings. When they're at 11 personnel, we're going to see more shotgun out of them, but they're going to be under center a bunch. Out of the two tight end looks and the two back looks.
And you're moving from preparing for a more spread team in North Carolina to a team who can do multiple things and go to these heavier looks. How do you prepare for that?
Well,
Just as far as changing.
yeah, it's you got to go out and get scouts to do it. Luckily, our offense does some two tight end and two back stuff. So, we've had some service periods against our offense that have been really good. Where you're going good versus good. But again, not to disrespect them, it's more about us executing our assignments. And sure, the structure is going to be slightly different, but our guys got to play hard and fast and physical. And if we'll do that, it doesn't matter what the scheme is on the other side.